Our values: growth, leadership, teamwork, sportsmanship, dedication. We are strong. We are determined. We are committed. We are Wilson. The season for the Bulldogs doesn't start in September. It doesn't even start at preseason. The Wilson field hockey team starts training right at the beginning of the summer, holding optional practices every Tuesday and Thursday and participating at team camp.
Field hockey is a great opportunity to allow students to come to practice for optional times when they're available over the summer, and gives them opportunities to try new things, and just knowing that they're not being evaluated. It's just time to play the game they love, spend time with their teammates, getting to know them better, and building a sense of community as we head into a season.
The Bulldogs started out their season strong, with a record of 6 wins and 0 losses, scoring a total of 32 goals and only letting in 5.
Oh my God. I think Coach Underwood does a really good job of setting us up for success in the beginning, because we play harder teams like Hershey and Central Dauphin. But forcing us to play harder teams in the beginning really makes us come together early on and shows us what we need to work on for the future, and especially postseason.
The team's only loss for the regular season was during their first game against Exeter Township High School. With a tight score of 1-1, Exeter scored in the final 3 seconds of the game.
We had one loss in the middle of the year to Exeter, and I think it taught us a lot. It taught us a lot about communication on the field, how to play as a team and play as a unit, and just adjusting, making those changes, and really impacted us as we headed through the second half of the season.
The season continued with 7 consecutive wins. 34 more goals were earned, with only 2 more goals being scored on the Bulldogs varsity goalie, Bryn Underwood.
I think Bryn and I are really compatible, and it's really a great combination back there because, one, we're both really focused and intense, and we expect a lot out of each other. With Bryn back there, I find it easy to know where to go with the ball because she's always talking, and I always know what to do, like who's open, who needs to be marked, things like that.
Then, once again, the Bulldogs faced up against Exeter, this time on the Bulldogs' home turf.
It was probably one of our best games of the season. The passing combinations, the team effort, the work rate on the field, the intensity of the game was high. The excitement was building throughout the entire game, and we just had a great game. The kids played well, and I think they saw the outcome of their work rate on the field and just all the preparation that we worked on up to that point.
Wilson came out on top, winning 4-1. The Bulldogs finished off the regular season as Berks Division I champions, with a record of 17-1.
As the second half of the season started, the girls were getting more and more excited. Their confidence was building. They were seeing our team coming together, and some of the younger players that weren't seeing maybe so much varsity time in the beginning of the year stepping up and coming in, even if it was just for a few minutes, and really having an impact on our games. And kids were really stepping up and making the best of those moments, and as we call it, next man up, and just really performing well and helping our team find success on and off the field.
Wilson's postseason began with the Berks County playoffs.
For county playoffs, we first had to play Wyomissing, which I think we were all going into that game, knowing that we were going to win, but we still had to have that county mindset that we have to win by a lot. We want to show who we are. Then we moved on to the semifinals versus Exeter Township for the 3rd time in our season. It was a big game for us. We were all really nervous, so I think we all felt that way. And then during the game, I feel like we were a little bit panicked, maybe, because it was kind of like head-to-head. But I feel like if we would have played our game more, we could have walked away with a win. I feel like if we had another chance, we would definitely capitalize.
The Bulldogs and the Eagles went 0-0 in the semifinals during regular play. But Exeter scored during overtime in order to move themselves to the finals. Although the Bulldogs couldn't continue in counties, they had districts to look forward to. Wilson started out with a bye, and their first district game was against Central Dauphin. If the Bulldogs won the game, they would secure themselves a spot in states and be the first Wilson field hockey team to qualify for the PIAA state championships in years. The Bulldogs win with a goal by Maddie Herb 53 seconds before the end of the second half. Final score, 2-1. Moving on to the semifinals of districts, the Bulldogs faced Penn Manor. Penn Manor was up 2-0 with 11 minutes left in the game when the Bulldogs scored to try to start a comeback. The team earned a corner right at the end of the game, but the shot was called off by the official for danger, giving Penn Manor the win. But Wilson's district run was not over. Wilson had to play for position in the state championships against Hershey.
The game was back and forth a lot. It was a very intense game. They have one of the best players in the country on their team. Her name's Maddie Zimmer. She was taking shot after shot. Our goalie, Bryn Underwood, was making some excellent saves. Our defense was playing well. We just needed to score a goal.
The game put the Bulldogs to the test, and with 0.4 seconds left in the game, Reagan Underwood receives a pass from Kaylee Connor and sends a reverse hit into the goal. The score stays at 1-0 the rest of the game, giving Wilson the win. The Bulldogs finally made it to their first ever run at the state title. The Bulldogs win the first round against Peters Township 8-0, and they win the quarterfinals against Perkiomen Valley 5-1. They now have to face Lower Dauphin, the District 3 AAA champions.
So going into the state semifinal game versus Lower Dauphin, I was the most nervous I've ever been for a field hockey game. I know we all wanted to get to the state championship. I feel like that would be a dream come true for us. But we were also happy that we just made it to state. So going into it, we worked really hard at practice. I feel like we were ready to play them and we knew what we had to do. But I feel like it just, I don't know, it was one of those games where you did panic, that we weren't as steady on the ball, we didn't play our game as well as we could have.
The Bulldogs held off the Falcons until the last 6 minutes of the game, when Lower Dauphin scored on a penalty corner. The score would stay that way, and the Bulldogs would end their longest postseason ride at the PIAA state semifinals, losing 0-1.
In the end, I feel like we did play well, and as a team, they got lucky, I guess.
After having such a successful 2018 season and the girls coming to the realization that they can compete at this level with some of the best teams in the country, not just the state, but the country, I think they're already excited for next year. We have an awesome group of seniors and junior upperclassmen that are prepared to lead. The younger ones coming in, we have over 20 freshmen coming in to be a part of our program this year that have been playing youth hockey for the last couple of years. They know our tradition, they know what it takes to be a part of our program. They've had these upperclassmen coaching them at youth hockey and at different middle school events and camps. So they have a full understanding of what it takes and what the commitment is. And we do ask a lot of our players, but we ask a lot because we want them to get a lot. We want them to gain a lot of skills on the field. We want them also to gain a lot of life skills. And as we prepare for this 2019 season, we know that we are capable of, again, playing with some of these best teams in the country. We know that it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of preparation mentally and emotionally. Physically, I believe we're there. We just need to now handle ourselves on the field and make those necessary adjustments quickly so that we can tackle anything in our way.
I am really excited for next season. I think it's going to be so much fun. It should be really special because there's a lot of seniors, and I know that we've been playing together for a long time. We really have been talking about this since we were like 5th grade. Like senior year, winning the state championship. We have so many good goals that we want to accomplish. But we want to win the state championship. We want to win counties. We want to win districts. We want to win everything. We want to have fun. We want to look good. We're in new uniforms, going to UNC camp. We're doing the best of the best, everything, all the time. It's going to be awesome, and I can't wait.